Love, take the shot.
But the children, I can't.
Love, we knew this might be possible. Please.
Torch! I've been tranked!
Drop the crystal!
Go! Everyone, go now! Get out of here!
Everybody rally!
Uh-oh.
We've got her! Let's go!
Help me!
She's been like this for 3 days. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, mom's getting broken this time. What the hell happened anyway? Any sign of Empty Tempest?
None.
I've scanned all the paths I know. The void has nothing to say. They might as well have popped out of existence.
I went to look for both their spirits in the void. No luck.
No. Sable's actually still in there.
Oh, shit.
Do we have any idea what caused this exactly?
I mean, that's a good question. She came apart at World War III yeah, but not quite like this.
Maybe it's the telepathic link.
Telepathic link?
Did you guys watch that Dreamfall documentary?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to call her therapist. What was her name again?
Velma Price. I'll call her.
So you say they continue to share some sort of empathic bond, even after the spell they did last year?
Not all the time.
Just off and on. But they see through each other easily? Sometimes they finish each other's sentences.
You know, for a while they've been joking that the other one has got to stop getting in their heads at weird moments. I thought they were just kidding around, but do you think...
Oh no. Maybe that's why they describe each other as the other half of their brain.
I suppose that could definitely be a lead. But you're right. If she didn't come apart quite like this with Monkey's death in the Third Word War, this doesn't seem proportionate. Funny that Sable never said a word in therapy about it continuing at all. I wonder why. I hope it doesn't represent a lack of trust in the process.
I hope not too, but it might. She's very...
Stubborn?
Mulish?
Pig-headed?
I was going to say self-reliant, but sure.
Hyper-independent, you mean?
Yeah, you're not wrong. She wants to save the world by herself, while Rabbit in the Moon.
Give Mom some credit. She has been working on that.
You could be right, Sonny. But I don't think that's it. I think it's because Sable wouldn't view that as her secret to tell. Telling us about it would mean revealing Tempest's secret by default. Sable might view that as betraying a trust.
Well, I knew. Sable keeps nothing from me, and I keep nothing from her. That's our vows to each other.
Do you think Prince Tempest would have revealed something to their therapist?
No.
Maybe. Tempest doesn't talk to me about their therapy much.
Well, why don't I give her a call? I recommended her to the Queen, didn't I? What was her name again? Nice girl. I was excited that she was also a litromancer.
Tara Murphy.
Thank you for sending the royal jet. I got the sense this was extremely urgent. Can somebody tell me what this is? Oh.
Good afternoon, Ms. Murphy. What we're about to tell you is protected by the Lapin Official Secrets Act. We'll need your signature here.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess I suspected this would come up eventually when I agreed to see the Prinks as a client. I don't think I was expecting it in such an extreme way or so soon. But of course, Commander, I have no intention of betraying the Lapin Crown. I support my house. Is Tempest okay?
Good. Pleased to hear it. Right, this way.
The problem is that she's showing all the signs of shock. Tachycardia with a resting pulse of around 100 beats per minute. But blood pressure is low, between 104 and 108 systolic and 68 diastolic. She has cold sweats and hot flashes, so I thought it was just the magic drain. Then I noticed that all her hair was standing on end, for days.
How long has that been going on for?
Since the portal went down, I think. We've been monitoring her vitals. I gave her as much Ativan as I dare with her reduced weight, but it didn't touch it.
Has she spoken to anyone?
Oh, she's responsive. She's been asking people to stay with her, begging not to be left alone. If you put food in front of her, she'll try and eat. I've got her on a supplement med every 8 hours so I could take the IV out, and she'll take them, but she can't seem to stop crying or tell anyone what's wrong.
I was hardly expecting to be called in for a mental health crisis for Queen Sable. She's not my client, and I'm not sure I should be here in case of conflict of interest. Where is Prince Tempest?
Well, that's the problem. No one knows. They disappeared when the portal closed, and no one has seen them since.
Oh no! I guess that's why the news blackout, huh? I was afraid something terrible had happened.
This is why you're here, Tara. We can't do anything for the prince until we find out where they are, or until they return. One way or the other. But we need to help the Queen for the sake of the Protectorate. What we're wondering is whether or not you might have heard anything from Tempest that confirms the existence of an ongoing telepathic or empathic link between them and Queen Sable.
I can't say anything about that. I can't endanger the prince's trust.
Okay, I can respect that, Tara. Thank you.
Is that all I was needed for?
I agree it's important to maintain confidentiality. I wasn't trying to ask you to violate ethics. I was just hoping for some insight.
I am sorry I couldn't be of more help.
That's all right, Ms. Murphy. Thank you for coming. We'll see you get back to Sacramento.
So, midnight raid in her office then. Copy her records. For the good of the crown.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Hello in there, is anybody listening? I don't know what help I should be giving. If you can hear me, please give out a call. Is anybody here at all? Hello in there, is anybody sleeping? I don't know what help I should be seeking. I fell down but never hit the ground. At least I never heard the sound. Hello in there, is anybody trying? I can't hear the screaming or the crying. This place used to hum alive with noise. I guess it has all been destroyed. Hello in there, is there still any fire? Or have I been burned on my own pyre? It's so cold that I can barely feel. Is any of this even real? Hello in there, it's getting kind of dark now. I can't see, I don't know where I am. Wow, is this heaven? No, it must be hell. I guess that I'm not doing well. Hello in there, can anybody hear me? I don't know who I am or who I should be. I think I'm broken and I'm very scared. I just wish I knew someone cared. Hello in there, is anybody living? I don't know what help I should be getting. Is anyone alive? Are you all dead? Is anybody in my head?
Come on, Sable. Drink this.
Okay, I'll try, Flub.
Oh, honey, I wish you could tell us what's wrong. Please let us in.
I want to. I just don't know where to start. It's a frisk.
Is it about Tempest? Oh, honey, it's okay to cry.
No, you don't understand.
No, we don't understand, Mom. What happened? Please, tell us.
They were there, and then they were gone. Just gone. It's empty. I don't feel them there anymore. I couldn't save them. I'm sorry, little Simp.
I'll go get Velma. I'll be right back, Mom. Hang in there.
Me too, Mom. Me too.
Oh, the telepathic link is confirmed then?
Not telepathy. It seems like it was a bit more complicated than that. For a moment, they shared memories and experienced them as if they were their own.
Then after, it's mostly inactive. Well, except they kept feeling each other's strongest emotions. Grief, pain, overwhelming joy, that kind of thing.
Tempest was terrified. Or hurt. Oh dear.
And the same would hold true in reverse, wouldn't it? So then, past Pierre and Crane are we looking at? The Queen's up the Princess.
She said she couldn't feel Tempest anymore. That means it's hers, doesn't it?
Not necessarily. These might be ripples we're seeing, so to speak. Maybe whatever happened to Prince Tempest is stuck in short-term memory. Maybe the Queen has been traumatized by the Prince's trauma. Well, thank you, gentlemen. That does, in fact, help. Now I at least know where to start.
Anytime, Dr. Price. I know when things got this bad and when my own unit, well, I have to say it ended more than a few military careers. Nobody wants to see that.
Sable, do you need anything? Something to help with the anxiety?
I don't know what I need. I feel like I'm in a panic attack, only worse. I can't make it stop.
Here. Do you want to try that technique we were discussing? For emergencies?
Yeah, sure. I'll try anything.
Alright. So follow the glow stick with your eyes. I remember I actually learnt this technique at a cinema. Did we ever talk about how it works?
Yeah. The theory is that PTSD is caused by the brain being unable to process something from short-term memory to long-term memory. So it stays stuck, and it keeps looping emotionally, like it's all still happening. This is supposed to get both sides of the brain working together to help whatever is going on to move to long-term memory. Here's hoping it works.
Just watch the stick with your eyes for a bit. Okay, so let's talk about what happened in the portal. Can you take me through it? Those last few minutes?
I knew Tempest was faltering. I felt it. Something inside, flickering and wavering. I knew it was time to pull the plug. But they begged me to hold on. I figured they knew what they were doing. I held off. Frith help me, I held off too long.
No, just concentrate on following the glow stick.
Okay. So then the trank hit. And I knew it had hit. I felt it in my system. I told Tempest to drop the crystal.
Drop the crystal?
We prepped a crystal to give us 1 more minute of my magic when I went down, just in case. We charged it with literamancy beforehand. Senna, Tempest, and me. So I held on to consciousness, and Tempest broke the crystal. The kids all ran for the exit. That armed soldier came in, and the overflow ate him, and the portal started to collapse. We ran for it. I don't remember who, but somebody carried me out. And then...
Sable! Help me!
Then the portal shut down and... They were crying my name, Thelma. They called out for me, and I couldn't help them, and then they were gone. Just gone. I can't feel them anywhere.
Mom, I'm so sorry.
You gonna be okay now, Mom?
Yeah, I think so. Except the cramps in my scalp aren't letting up. It's so weird. I'm sorry about this. I didn't mean to scare everyone. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've got to get it together. We thought this might happen. We even had contingency plans for it. It's just... they've never just gone before. Where could they be in the void that they'd just be gone?
It's all right, Mom. We know you didn't mean to scare us. We love you too.
Thanks, guys. I think I'm gonna try to get a nap. I'm really exhausted all of a sudden.
Okay, babe. Well, I'll be right here if you need me.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, honey. What the filk.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Tempest
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Tempest and Sable just trying to reach you. I know that you're probably just drained and trying to recover. And I've been on the side of our bond for a week, and I know you're in hell, and you know that I know what you're feeling. Life's such a bitch, isn't it? If you come back soon, then we'll throw you a party. And then if you need, we'll get together for a cry. But we're all gonna be there for you. Shy is gonna bring you cake, and Buddha's gonna shower you with flowers. When you come back, we'll celebrate you. No one in that void space there can remind you that your heart also matters. I'm not sure that you'll get this in time. I don't know if you're checking your voicemail at all, but I know you're in mourning. And you're off in the overflow of some new reality. I want you to stop for a second. I want you to listen. You don't need to offer the right explanation. You don't need to beg for redemption or ask for forgiveness. And you don't need a courtroom inside of your head where you're acting as judge and accused and defendant and witness. It's a strange grief, but it's grief. Look at all the people in the street. You know that it had to end. Even though it doesn't help. Isn't it amazing how we can never tell who has been bargaining with hell? We just wanna celebrate you. Flub just wants to make you cake, and James is gonna smother you with snuggles. Kit Toy Poi will congratulate you. No one from the Leap Speak's gonna shout at you. They know you're all so shattered. No one's gonna criticize you. No one's gonna shake their head or try to blame you for what you couldn't manage. Fox was gonna tie surprise balloons onto your desk at home, and Stretch was gonna ask you how you're doing. But I'll be waiting in the warren when you wake up. Why don't you come over? I can take a break and we can hit the void. Miko will bring cake and Gala can bring mushrooms. Sunny will bring wine and we can talk for hours. We'll have void nip by request. We'll throw you the best end of the world party. cold in here.
Okay, Gala, Senna, you ready?
I mean, I guess. Not much else going on.
Yeah, let's do this. Mom needs us.
Okay, setup is done. I've triple-checked the sigils and runes. Might double-check me, though.
Yeah, I can do that. Should probably do the same with the Willow wards again with Mom once this is done. Again.
I'll get some crystal spells going too. We need all the help we can get.
As soon as you're done checking things over, I'll light the candles and incense.
Almost done over here. Just currently getting the... Motherfucker!
Gala, are you okay? We don't need you out of commission as well.
Yeah, bloody altar table and its friggin' random moments. I swear it jumped out at me trying to put a spell on my furniture.
You might want Mom to check that out. The crystal spells are all set over here, though. I'm even trying out my smallest literamagic battery yet. This quartz, after all.
After we get the all clear from Doof over there, we can start. Hopefully this helps her.
Yeah, we're good now.
Everyone in place?
Yeah. You?
I'm good to go. Gala?
I think I should be good to go. Give me a moment to do a puff from my nip stash, and then let's heal a traumatized family member for the... How many times has this happened?
Gods only know. Even then I'd be surprised if they did.
I think I resent and resemble that. God's our family.
Damn, we're about as bad as the bloody Skywalkers.
Ellerera, powers that be, hear our plea, set our mother free, return what is lost to save our family.
Unweave the ill omens, great cosmic chaos that be, by the powers of void, earth, and literomancy, so mote it be.
Heal what was broken, let hope heal the wound. While love bloomed and grew, let our power bind, our family combined. We will love, we will live, we will hope and continue to hope. For healing, for health, and we shall make it be.
Did it work? Please say it worked.
Well, I don't think it didn't work.
Time to go check on Mom, I guess. Hopefully there is improvement.
fascinated me, cloaked in warmth and confidence, the beauty of a queen and mother. I ventured carefully, afraid of what I thought I'd be, but pretty soon I was empowered. You took me by the hand. I question who I am. Teach me how to write, I'll show you how to visualize. You're my guiding light and you encouraged me. Let me learn the magic, the lore, the community. Put me to the test, I'll prove that I am strong. Won't let myself believe that what I write is wrong. I finally see what you knew was inside me all along. That behind this scared exterior lies an author. To separate the lies from truth and search the past my mind created. I kept on pushing through, standing resolute with you, in equal measure loved and hated. Take me by the hand. I'm seeing who I am. Teach me how to write, I'll show you how to visualize. You're my guiding light and you encouraged me. Let me learn the magic, the lore of the community. Put me to the test, I'll prove that I am strong. Won't let myself believe that what I write is wrong. I finally see what you knew was inside me all along. That behind this scared exterior lies an author. Lies an author. Take me by the hand. I'm sure of who I am. Teach me how to write, I'll show you how to visualize. You're my guiding light and you encourage me. Let me learn the magic, the lore of the community. To the test, I'll prove that I am strong. Won't let myself believe that what I write is wrong. I finally see what you was inside me all along. That behind this scared exterior lies an author. The stories come to life, written in the strings at night. Looking at my page, I must be dreaming. Clutch my keyboard tight, brace myself for the fight. I've heard that trying is believing.
You okay, Mom?
I don't know. I think something's happened. Here, where's my laptop? I have to write this down. Is Velma handy? I think I have to talk to her.
Yeah, sure. I'll go get her. Are you gonna be okay for a few minutes?
Yeah, I'll be okay for a few, Jean. I'm gonna write this down before I forget it.
Yeah, okay. I'll be back then.
I remember. Oh wow, is this what a recovered memory feels like, Torch? I've read lots about post-traumatic stress trying to help my own therapy. I've read about this, but I don't remember ever experiencing it before. I thought it would be more sudden, you know? That's how they always portray it in the movies. But it's more like something wasn't there before, and now it just is. When I was very young, I don't remember how young, I think 8? I think I was in grade 2. Mom began having one of her depressive episodes. It would start with snarling at us and blaming us for being too loud or too messy or too pestiferous or something. Then it would descend into something else. She would sit at the kitchen table for hours, listening to music and smoking cigarettes, while the sun came up and went down. Sometimes, for variety, she would lay on the couch and get up to go pee. She would complain of sore muscles, nausea, and migraines. I don't know where she went, but she was just gone. Just gone. My dad worked nights. He would come home and snarl at her at the kitchen table that the house was a pigsty, and then go to bed. He would get up in the evening and go to work. This went on for months, at least. Could have been a whole year or more. You understand what this means for an 8-year-old with a 6-year-old little brother, right? I set an alarm and got him and myself up for school. I made our lunches. I got our dinner. I remember once I got in trouble at school and then yelled at by my mom for making something weird for lunch. I think it was peanut butter and cheese whiz sandwiches, something like that. I got a wooden spoon paddling for that one, I think. It's hard to say, there were many wooden spoon paddlings and screaming matches in my childhood. But I remember I was asked later by my dad why I'd done it. And I told him it was because there was nothing else to eat in the house. And he looked and found out that I was right. There was lettuce. It was too wilted to use. There was a single slice of bologna in the fridge in a package. Who was supposed to eat that? Me or my brother? It had gone off by that time. I'd already been making peanut butter and jam and maybe butter cracker sandwiches for breakfast because there was no cereal or eggs and I was saving the bread for lunches. But no one noticed because there was no one there in the morning to see. Mom was there physically, but she was somewhere else. We were down to the last 2 cans of Campbell's tomato soup, and that was what I was making for dinner. My dad complimented me on my sense of responsibility. After that, he started taking advantage of case lot sales. He put in a pantry shelf at the top of the stairs and showed me all the stuff in it. I remember a lot of Chef Boyardee, ravioli, spaghetti and meatballs. I didn't like the ravioli as much as I liked the spaghetti and meatballs. I remember a bunch of canned soups and those Puritan canned stews. and there was suddenly more packaged meat and processed cheese slices in the fridge, and the lettuce or pickles got replaced bi-weekly. I suppose this is probably why I think of sandwiches, soup, canned stews and pasta, and mac and cheese as comfort food. And I think now I understand why I was anorexic and bulimic as a teenager. It only makes sense that I have issues about food, I guess. I've believed I just wasn't into extracurricular stuff when I was little, because I was a quiet, studious kid. But I think I didn't join any after-school activities or field trips because I couldn't know if Mom would drive me or not. That was when I started walking home from school. The first time I did that, it was because I missed the bus home. I don't remember why, but I'm pretty sure it's because I had detention. I think because I'd hit someone in the schoolyard who was bullying me, but I might be mixing that up with something else. I was scared, but Mom wasn't answering the phone, so I decided I had to walk. I suppose I could have told my teachers because that was considered too much for an 8-year-old even then, but I didn't want to, because then they would know something wasn't right, and then there would be a social worker again, and the family would be in danger, and it would be my fault. It seemed so long, but I thought I knew the way, because I'd paid attention to the street signs along the bus route. I cut through the marsh because I figured it was going to be faster to get home, rather than go all the way around the corner of that big lot along the road. I got distracted by some red-winged blackbirds. They were so pretty, and they made me happy. I was late getting home, partly because I'd watched the birds for so long, partly because I got lost in the tall reeds. That was pretty scary, too. By the time I did make it home, the sun was going down, so it must have either been October or April. I got in trouble for it, too. I remember there was something. I really can't be sure what. It's very fuzzy, but I think it was the class Christmas play that I was supposed to be at a particular time. I desperately pulled on my mom's arm to get her attention because I really wanted to do it, but we were going to be late, and she was still sitting at the kitchen table in her housecoat. She smacked me hard enough with that arm that I ended up with my face down in the other direction on the linoleum floor. I hated that linoleum. We were 45 minutes late for the play, and I had to run onto the stage right in front of everyone. It was so humiliating. My bullies didn't let me forget it either. I was a prisoner in that house. I was a hostage, a victim, and a slave. I was helpless and at the mercy of a crazy person with irrational, violent rages who was so depressed she couldn't manage to love her children enough to feed them. And right now, I feel that terrified 8-year-old very strongly present in this almost 50-year-old body, and she's making it impossible for me to function, and she feels like maybe you're gone because she didn't love you enough. Oh, Tempest, I'm so sorry. I couldn't save David, and I couldn't save you. I couldn't save you. Hey, thanks for being here, kiddo. I thought you'd finally gone to get some sleep.
I've gotten sleep. Not enough, admittedly, but as much as I've been able to manage. How are you feeling? Any better?
I think so. Velma says what I've been doing for the past week is a classic PTSD flashback. I guess I didn't realize it because I thought flashbacks were my nightmares or hallucinations in which you think you're back in the event. This was just the screaming horrors that felt like a nervous breakdown, and I couldn't even tell you what was happening or why. But you know, they say a breakdown is also a breakthrough. I'm glad these memories broke through. I hope it didn't trigger your own traumas. Frith knows I don't want to do that.
Oh. You... Okay. Recovered memories. Not what I meant, but okay. I'll take a universe. I'm a bit worn out, but I don't think that's in an emotional sense.
You've been doing literamancy. That's where you went. I mean, you've been here the whole time, and I'm so grateful for it, honey. But honestly, I was hoping you were sleeping. I've done this. I know how hard this is. I'm sorry I'm such a mess right now. You don't deserve this from me.
Assassins can sleep anywhere, and they will sleep anywhere. This is nothing. When the toilets start talking to you about cat fur, that's when there's a problem. But yeah, Miko's idea. Gala did some sigil spells, Miko candle spells, me crystal spells, and we all chipped in for a good dose of literamantic boost. I'm not sure you've noticed how skinny you are again. Magic drain? Not risking it. A little spell to try and restore health and heal is the least we could do.
I'm so sorry, Senna. You knew this was going to be a disaster. I should have listened to you. I just wasn't expecting... Filk. I'm doing my best. I just feel like a bomb has hit me and I'm trying to put my guts back in.
1870379. And none starving, most housed, and nearly a third of the orphans happily with forever families, and many others on their way to them. Disaster my ass!
Oh, Torch.
Nope. You knew this was a choice they made. They saved an extra 20 children, all between the ages of 5 and 7. But you knew there was a gunman, and so did they, didn't you? But there were 20 children that otherwise wouldn't have lived. They were some of the last in line, too. You saved so many. You made the gamble, and you won. But you have to realize your worth, don't you? To us, at the very least. Please don't blame yourself for winning a bet against luck. You won. What you need now is family. You have brought so many people light and love and hope. And now it's our turn to bring you some. That's why Miko came up with the idea, and that's why Kala and I went through with it. And that's why Aaron's been bringing an absolute fuck ton of your favorite foods to reception every day along with the letters when he can't come up. You know he's the one who brought enough carrots to feed the hospital? Some of them were donations he gathered, but a lot of them were from him and little Luna and Yuri. They haven't been eating all their rations, you see. They've been saving their desserts for you.
Oh no, I don't want that. Oh, poor babies, how are they handling all this? I hope they haven't seen me like this. Are they okay?
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine, if a bit sad. Jean and Aaron and Buddha have them.
Okay. Yeah, you're right, Senna. I need you right now. All of you. I find it so hard to admit that. Admit my weakness. I feel like I'm the one who should be taking care of the rest of you. You heard what I wrote. You see, right? I failed. I tried to save my little brother and I failed. I kept him alive, But he died alone of a drug overdose. Did I tell you that? Your uncle died alone of a drug overdose. I begged him to come to the Warren, and he wouldn't come. He didn't want anything to do with me. I had it investigated, but it wasn't any of my enemies. He killed himself. I don't think he meant to. I hope he didn't. But that's what happened. And now, Senna, now I've failed both my little siblings. I couldn't save either one of them.
Admitting to your trauma, your hurt, being traumatized and hurt, I think that's more strength than weakness. You could have just gone numb, you know. I know more than you'd like to hear. But you still feel. Still live. You didn't give up or give in. You're still growing and learning and continuing to love and live and find happiness and joy where you can. That's a weird thing to call weak. Being strong is being stone. I want nothing to do with it. I've been there, and by all the gods and all the universe and every star in the goddamn sky, I don't want to go back.
I tried being stone already. I'm not stone. I'm just a frightened rabbit.
I just realized the purpose of fear isn't to break you. But quite the opposite, you know. Survival instinct. Fear is meant to save you. Fear isn't the enemy here, I don't think. Maybe it's just a warning? The bell goes off, and you have to weigh the risks of continuing. Fear doesn't feel nice, but neither does pain, and the reason for pain is to tell you something is broken or in danger. Maybe fear is the same? Maybe the fear you feel is just pain in your mind. Maybe it's telling you that something needs fixed. Well, you certainly have plenty of mechanics, so we should try to fix it. Like a broken bone, it might heal. Maybe stronger, maybe weaker, but it might heal, and it might take time, but it'll be better.
You're right, Senna. I know that you're right. But there's a point where fear just cripples you. I thought I was brave, but, you know, I think it's just that I spent my whole childhood terrified, Senna. I was terrified. I had to keep my mom functional because my life depended on it. I couldn't take the car and go buy groceries. And I never knew what would set Mom off. It could be anything. I walked around on eggshells, tried to be whatever it was she wanted of me so she wouldn't hit me again. But she didn't even know what she wanted of me. She used to blame me for her problems or get angry at me for things I didn't do. And she just wouldn't listen to reason about it because she was out of her mind and she wasn't seeing reason. I questioned the very nature of reality and my own sanity because if it were my fault, at least it would have made sense. I left home and I was so glad to be out of there. I'm not brave. It's just that nothing else in my life has scared me as much as she did.
Just because the bomb was smaller doesn't make you any less dead. Risk assessment is important. Sorry, old training, new words.
Usually it's got a smaller blast radius, though. I told you, right? That I spent my 20s getting my mom's voice out of my head, telling me why everything would fail. I guess I thought I was assessing risk. But maybe what I was really doing was not really believing I could die. I survived my mother. I survived the company. I survived the void. Hell, I survived the word wars so far.
Actually, I haven't heard much about your childhood. Your parents? They never really came up, I guess. We have had so much to do. But you know you're a rabbit in the moon, right? You're the one who started that research. Destined to die or destined to live? Really, I think that's up to you, because you're not immortal. Dad says what doesn't kill you has made a tactical error. He's right in our cases, but even as protectors of this realm, we do fall. Not everything makes that tactical error. Please be careful. Don't avoid risk, but be careful. Not for you, then everyone else.
That's my curse, I suppose. I'm Sable Bright Eyes. I'm always among the last few standing in a pile of bodies and wondering how or why. And in a way, hating myself for not having the decency to die with everyone else. You know, I'm not some kind of self-sacrificing saint. I think I've spent my whole life trying to save everyone. My mother, the zombie, the night monarch, possessed by demons she couldn't help and couldn't control. My little brother, the innocent bystander, the one who couldn't defend himself. And me, the little fighter, the soldier and the Tome Knight, who would put themselves in harm's way.
In that order?
I don't know. And oh, Fritz Senna, I'm gonna do it again, aren't I? The war is coming again. No one doesn't believe that now. I'm gonna do it all again. Someone I love is gonna be the Night Monarch, driven by demons. All the people I'm trying to protect are gonna be in harm's way again. I'm gonna get torn apart again and again. I can't do this. How long do I have to do this? How many times do I have to... out of my way. I'm gonna be sick.
Mama, suck on this. If you throw up again, just spit it out, but the cold will help. Daddy taught me this trick. Don't tell him I called him that. He said the cold will trick your body into calming down a little. It won't make the fear go away, but so you'll be able to think better.
Make it stop! This is my idea of hell!
I can't fight this battle for you, but I can be here for you. I love you, Mama.
But I'm gonna do it again, aren't I? I'm gonna... because I am the person in the moment. Oh, what is wrong with me? I gotta be some kind of masochist. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. Because I believe in love and light and hope. And I'd never forgive myself if I didn't try. I'm glad you're here, baby girl. I need you, all of you, to remind me why I'm doing this. And I can't do it without you.
That's right. You need me and I need you. How it works. But yeah, you are not getting let out of my sight anytime soon, so get used to me, okay?
Yeah, that's how it works. It's so hard to trust other people to take care of me. I guess you know why now. When the people who should have cared for you and protected you didn't, you build walls, and you tell yourself you can take care of yourself just fine. I bet it's the same for you, isn't it?
Well, kinda. I was put in a situation where it was trust a stranger or die, though. I chose not to die, obviously. Was in the hospital with hypothermia for 2 weeks before hightailing it out of there, but it taught me early on that going it alone doesn't always work. Took a few years to really set in, but I realized that I would have died alone and scared if it wasn't for that stranger. I try to repay his kindness by saving others now, but I guess the experience allowed me to see the good in some people and allowed me to rely on others a little when I really, really need it. Not having to do it all by myself just these past few months has really taught me a lot. It showed me that sometimes you need to have help and that's okay. The world's burdens aren't meant to be shouldered alone.
I know. I just have trouble believing in my heart I have backup. Because I didn't. Not for most of my life. And I don't want anyone else to have to feel this pain. Nobody needs this pain, Senna. But I gotta try, right? I say it myself. There is no love without trust. So okay, kiddo. I'm trusting you. I have to. I certainly don't seem to be able to take care of myself right now. I'll trust you all to help me get through this.
You don't have backup, you have a partner in crime. Pinky promise?
Pinky promise. It's a deal. Thank you. My name is Sable. I live in the house next door. I live right next to you. Yes, I think you've seen me before. If you hear something late at night, some kind of trouble, some kind of fight, Just don't ask me what it was. Just don't ask me what it was. Just don't ask me what it was. I think it's 'cause I'm clumsy. I try not to talk too loud. Maybe it's because I'm crazy. I try not to act too proud. They only hit until you cry. After that, you don't ask why. You just don't argue anymore. You just don't argue anymore. You just don't argue anymore. Yes, I think I'm okay. I walked into the door again. If you ask, that's what I'll say. And it's not your business anyway. I guess I'd like to be alone. Nothing broken, nothing's wrong. Just don't ask me how I am. Just don't ask me how I am. Just don't ask me how I am. My name is Sable. I live in the house next door. I live right next to you. Yes, I think you've seen me before. If you hear something late at night, some kind of trouble, some kind of fight, just don't ask me what it was. Just don't ask me what it was. Just don't ask me what it was. They only hit until you cry. After that, you don't ask why. You just don't argue anymore. You just don't argue anymore. You just don't argue anymore.
So, how are you feeling?
Better? The panic has stopped now. I'm still a little hypervigilant, but the anxiety is going away, I guess. I'm really glad for my family, you know? I haven't been alone for more than a couple of hours in all this, and you tell me that's important to my recovery.
For both the old trauma and the new trauma, yes.
Well, they've held my hand every step of the way. I've always thought I had to be the strong one for them, you know? And if I fell apart, everything would fall apart. Huh. Guess I understand why now. But it's not true, is it? It was true when I was 8, but it isn't now. I fell apart, and they held me up. They've been strong for me when I couldn't be strong. If anything, we've drawn closer together instead. I guess what I've been trying to do has made a difference, eh? This is a real family. They're so beautiful and strong in themselves. Everything I ever hoped they would be.
Looks like you've broken the cycle, Sable. That's something I think you've got the right to be proud of.
The girls are going to stay with me during the war. Did I tell you that? They're going to have Iluris lend some support to Chiroptera, too. They're going to need the help. But Miko and Senna will be here at the Warren. Gala and the Forgelings can't, of course, but Millie's and Lappin are going to work closely together. And Miko asked me if I'd mind if she called herself Lappin Void. Mind? I guess we have to talk about the big question, though, don't we? Am I still fit for combat duty, Doc?
Do you feel like you're fit for combat duty, Sable?
Not yet. I'm still really raw right now. All the wounds are still fresh. I'm in the process of... I'm calling it recontextualizing. I'm recontextualizing my life now. I don't know if anyone can understand this, but this has been transformative. So much of my life and who I am makes so much more sense. I am a survivor of a terrible experience. More than one now, I guess. And that has shaped and informed everything that I am. But it doesn't have to, does it?
Sable, you've had a rough go of it by anyone's understanding, but you seem to be pretty resilient.
Yeah, I am resilient. I have spent my life trying to never again be as terrified and helpless as I was as a child. And then I've spent my life trying to either save people from the hell I'd experienced, or show them how not to be terrified too. And more than that, I've learned to grow past it, and find hope and joy. I'm a survivor, not a victim. I'm still grieving for Torch. And it's a weird grief, because I don't know anything. Are they alive and trapped somewhere, suffering some terrible thing I can't protect them from? Are they hurt? Are they too weak to get back? Are they dead? I can't know. I can't tell. So I've got to go on and hold out hope that they'll survive and find their way back somehow. And I've got to make sure there's still something for them to come back to. I really am Sable Bright Eyes, I guess. You knock me down, I get back up. You knock the people I love down, I pick them back up. You knock the people I protect down, I help them get back up. And if you come at me with the demons of hell, I cry and shake and puke, and then I face them down anyway. This isn't going to defeat me, Velma. I'm not ready yet, but there's still time before November. I will be.
You're the Queen, Sable Ra, and Lappin's law states that while in peacetime we're a democracy, in war you have absolute power. I wasn't sure how I felt about that at the time, but you had absolute power in all things, and you chose to open up elections. You didn't have to do that, and now I realise what a heck of a step it was for you to do it at all, and why.
Yeah. People often call me a control freak. I'm not. I'm just scared to leave things entirely in someone else's hands. Because look at how well that went in my family of origin.
And that's understandable. But it's not healthy, and I'm glad you've been working on it. Still, what I mean by this is that even if I didn't think you should be in combat, I have no power to stop you. In war, you can do whatever you want.
I mean, I get that. But is my judgment to be trusted right now? Maybe I should take the expert's advice. As much as that would break my heart, the last thing in the world I want is to get someone else killed because I faltered at the wrong moment.
PTSD on its own never disqualifies a soldier from military service, either in the United States or Canada. I checked. No one wants to send someone in crisis back to the front lines. But I think as long as you keep up your treatment, Sable, I think you'll be ready. You are, after all, Sable Bright Eyes.
Oh, don't you worry about that. This scared the shit out of me, Velma. I never want to feel like that ever again. 3 days of the screaming horrors? Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But thanks. Thanks for seeing me through this. I think I'm gonna be okay. Maybe... Well, you know what I was saying about recontextualizing?
Go on.
My life has been driven by trying to heal these old wounds, by healing others. So now that I know that, I've had to ask myself, is trying to save the world what I really want to do with my life?
I don't know, Sable. Is it?
Yes. I think it is. Not a bad life purpose, right? It gives me meaning and hope. But I think maybe now I can stop blaming myself when I try and fail. I was 8 years old. Saving my brother was not my responsibility. Of course I failed, and that's not my fault. And Tempest? They made their own choices. I couldn't make those choices for them. I supported their choices, even when I knew the risks. And they made the rabbit in the moon sacrifice. Wherever they are now, or whatever's happened, that's not my fault either.
Are you just telling yourself that, Sable? Or do you believe it?
My head knows it. My heart doesn't believe it yet. But maybe in time it will. You know, it's a beautiful day out there. Can't be that many more beautiful days left before I've got to buckle down for the war, right? I think I'm gonna go see if Aaron or the kids want to go for a walk with me. Maybe I'll go find Luna and Yuri too. I'm sure they must be worried.
was in a dream.